Another hot and humid day across Hampton roads. Not quite as bad as yesterday, but we're seeing a similar result.
Storms and showers are popping up on the radar right now. Let's get over to Evan, who's tracking all of that.
That's right. Yesterday we had a flood advisory for parts of Virginia Beach. Today we have one for Chesapeake and Virginia Beach and Currituck County. The good news, the rain has stopped falling in most of those advisory areas, but we still have some very heavy rain, mainly south of the state line. You can just see this just the past 3 hours. So, you know, it's really popped up over Chesapeake, worked its way eastward. This thunderstorm popped up down over Terrell County and is working its way off towards the west, but a lot of lightning with these storms as well. Quite the impressive light show off towards the south just within the past half hour. Nearly 900 lightning strikes. Some of the heaviest of the rain, northern Chowan County, extreme southeastern corner there of Hertford County. So from Mittensville down towards Cannon Ferry and Center Hill, we've got some of that heavy rain that extends off towards the east, south of South Mills, Morgan's Corner, Lynch's Corner, Burnt Mills. We've got some of that heavy rain, and that is just north of Elizabeth City. So working your way along 17 as you make the split towards the Elizabeth City bypass. Some very heavy rain there, and that extends eastward over towards Sligo and 168 and down towards Barco. Another bit of a heavier downpour through parts of Isle of Wight County, south and west of Smithfield, back towards Central Hill. So for the rest of the evening, again, the best chances mainly south side into North Carolina, and especially some of the heavier rain through areas of northeastern North Carolina. Can't totally rule out something off towards the north, but things will start to wind down, especially as we get past, say, 9 or 10 o'clock this evening. Then partly cloudy skies, muggy and warm tonight. But if you're heading out again this evening to any of those high school football games, really does depend on where you live. South side into North Carolina, much higher chance for rain than areas from the peninsula northward. Temperatures where it has been raining are in the 70s. It's in the 80s in other locations. All of us will drop back into the 70s later this evening. What about the holiday weekend forecast? Well, still a chance for a few thunderstorms tomorrow and into Sunday. I'll break that down for you a little bit more and have the 7-day forecast in a few minutes. Janet?
Thank you, Evan. We'll take a look at some of the damage from last night's storm. These are pictures from Toano. 13 News Now reporter Nico Clemens shows us the cleanup effort.
Quite a scare Thursday night for people living in one Toano neighborhood.
It was crazy. Like, you heard the transformer go off.
Storms came and went in James City County, leaving behind a mess.
I think the storms are cool, you know. I used to want to be a storm chaser when I was a kid.
Samantha Sadler lives on School Lane. She says in 15 years, this is a first on her street.
It was like a big, like, crash, boom, and it was like the sound of a city getting cut off.
And over here on Church Lane, just the next street over, these tree limbs just barely missed the shed.
It scared me because it was like, how long is it going to take to get power back on?
Crews spent all morning and afternoon cleaning up and trying to restore power.
We heard a tree go down and big bright green flashes.
Dominion Energy officials say a tree took down 5 spans of wire. Crews also need to replace 2 broken poles.
This is crazy, and what's even crazier is they were just out here like a week ago connecting power to the new house that they are building right next to my house.
Sadler is thankful no one on her street got hurt.
Everybody's okay. Thank God everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody came together. It was kind of cool. I've never seen anything like that.
Because she knows it could have been worse. In James City County, Nico Clemens, 13 News Now.
Oh, we like the fist bump there at the end. If you ever see damage from storms, we want to see it too. Send photos or videos to share it at 13newsnow.com or share them on Facebook and Twitter at 13 News Now. Norfolk police have arrested 3 more people in connection with a 15-year-old's murder earlier this month. Frederick Reed, Ramono Newby, and DeMonte Tyler are all facing charges. Naquan Alexander was arrested shortly after the murder. Police say 3 of the men killed 15-year-old Monty Hughes on Herbert Collins Way. Tyler is charged as an accessory after the fact. All of the suspects are behind bars without bail.
Portsmouth family is demanding answers tonight after the death of a loved one. Pamela Riddick suffered a medical emergency at the Portsmouth City Jail a year ago. Medics took her to the hospital, but it was too late. A recent investigation found deputies didn't check on inmates, including Riddick, as often as they should have. 13 News Now reporter Adriana de Alba joins us with this new development.
Deputies are required to check on inmates twice every hour, but the Portsmouth Sheriff's Office tells us that didn't happen on the day of Riddick's death. Those deputies falsified their logs. 4 of them are now under review and no longer work for the jail.
This video, just released by Pamela Riddick's family, shows at 4:35 a.m., August 23, 2017, another inmate is waving her hand outside of the jail cell, but she's unsuccessful in trying to get the attention of deputies on the day of Riddick's death. And at last check, at 3:17 a.m., a deputy had reported Riddick tossing and turning in her cell. At 5:44, a deputy checked on inmates, finding Riddick in distress. She died of fentanyl toxicity and cocaine intoxication. During a press conference earlier today, the Riddick family attorney Don Scott says the family is calling for justice.
And to this date, which would be much more concerning on whether she did it or not, no one has come forward to say we screwed up. We messed up.
Tonight, the Portsmouth Sheriff's Office tells us its investigation has discovered the jail was understaffed that day, which leads them to conclude that may have been part of why deputies violated procedure. Riddick's death happened during former Sheriff Bill Watson's term. Current Sheriff Michael Moore recently ordered an investigation into her case. Scott says the family feels Stephanie Morales, the Portsmouth Commonwealth attorney, mishandled the case.
The family has instructed me to renew their request that Stephanie Morales and her office, Commonwealth Attorney Office, recuse themselves from this case.
Since Riddick's death, Sheriff Moore has made policy changes. Riddick refused a medical evaluation when she first got into jail. Now, anyone who refuses one is placed on a 15-minute watch, and deputies have to check on them twice as much as other inmates.
The sheriff's office is also looking into what changes need to be made when it comes to staffing. Its investigation into Riddick's death will be complete next week. Adriana de Alba, 13 News Now.
A crime alert right now in Newport News. A man is in the hospital after someone shot him. It happened earlier this afternoon on Madison Avenue. Police sent us this picture of the scene, and we're told officers do have a possible suspect in custody. We don't know how badly the victim is hurt, but we'll update you as we learn more information.
Tonight, a Norfolk police officer is recovering after getting hurt while responding to a domestic call that happened early this morning at the Bayview Terrace Apartments on Tidewater Drive. Police say the suspect had left but came speeding back into the complex and hit a marked police car. The officer was inside the vehicle at that time. Medics took both the officer and the suspect to the hospital. The suspect is now in custody, and we're told the officer is going to be okay.